Eh? Mm-mm. You're crafty! You're a crafty bitch!
I'm a curious bitch.
Hey guys.
Hi, curious bitch here.
I guess. Welcome to Matt and Rocky's Anime Aneurysm, episode 26. Oh my god. I'm Matt.
I'm Rocky.
I'm a curious bitch.
You're a crafty bitch.
You're curious about what we're about to watch.
Yeah, I am. What are we watching today?
Today we're gonna watch. Today's non-anime fan is gonna watch a show that's not exactly considered anime again. Remember Spawn? That wasn't really anime, but it was animated Western stuff.
Western shit.
We're doing that again.
Okay.
With a show called Aeon Flux.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh. I used
Uh-oh.
to. Okay.
Oh god, he knows about it.
All right.
All right, tell me what you think Aeon Flux is
So
about.
this used to be on MTV.
Yes.
With like a block of like other shows.
What was the block called?
I don't remember.
Liquid Television.
Yeah.
In the
And there was
early
like
90s.
There was like a boy with a huge head that had like an alien
The head.
and shit, which was amazing.
Mhm.
The purple monster thing.
The Max.
Oh, this shit was so good.
We're gonna watch all
And
those.
That was in like a block of like shows I used to like kind of watch. If I watched them, I don't remember much about them.
It was Adult Swim before Adult Swim. It
Yeah.
was highly creepy, strange,
It
animated
was, like,
stuff.
off-putting, creepy shit. Yeah.
The head, the
And
Max.
like, yeah, Flux had the fly. I always loved that as a kid, like the fly getting into the eyelashes.
Yeah, that
and
just
shit.
happened in our opening sequence.
Yeah, yeah.
So you know about Aeon Flux? Did you watch all of it?
I think I've actually seen the live-action movie with Charlize Theron.
Don't even consider that one.
I don't remember much about it because I remember I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, the creator even said that one's garbage. So,
Really?
but the animated series, how much of it did you see? And how
Not
much
much.
do you know? Early 90s.
I was, I was.
Oh, you were like 10.
Yeah, I was, just coming up and spilling juices. But I remember like finding her like oddly attractive just because she was like lanky and the way it was drawn. It was like just kind of like, I don't know, oily, I guess. Just like,
wow, that's one way to describe it.
yeah, like everything was just.
She was
like,
kind of like a spider.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
moves
yeah.
like a spider.
Yeah, and just like lanky and
Very skinny.
not even like purposely sexual. Just like more of like an assassin, I guess.
Okay. Well,
From what I remember.
I need to know what you know of the format because this show is a weird life cycle.
Yeah.
The first season on Liquid Television was aired as 2-minute chunks that equaled up to a 12-minute pilot. Okay. It was wordless,
Really?
no speech in it at all, and the animation was like super intense because it was just a pilot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay. So that's season 1. Season 2, 5-minute chunks, also wordless. Do you remember speech?
No.
So maybe you only saw them.
Don't remember much about it.
Okay, season 3 is when it turned into a real animated series. In a standard, it turned into
Was it still on MTV?
yeah,
Okay.
22-minute episodes, 10 of them actual dialogue.
Yeah.
So we're gonna watch an episode from season 3, so a standard episode.
Regular shit.
But
yeah.
the other ones were more shorts than anything.
Yeah.
So do you remember shorts or actual storylines?
I think I remember like talking. So I imagine it was like season 3 on.
Do you remember any details about any episodes?
I just
About
remember
content?
like it was set in the future. There was not a lot of like diversity in the people. There was like everyone was like really cold. Am I thinking of this?
It can be interpreted that way, yeah.
Yeah, but not much else. She ran a lot. I remember that. It was like off-putting, creepy, like wiry leg, running.
This title sequence is only used, I think, once in the pilot, but it's the one everyone thinks about.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
Her
back
eye
then.
goes
Yep.
and grabs the fly.
hmm
And that kind of gives you an idea of where the show is going in terms
I
of
like it.
the level of creepiness. Let's do these remastered DVD covers. They did a big remaster thing in 2005 and they came out with awesome DVD covers.
It wasn't like traditionally sexy because like she wasn't like smooth and like tan and like
She's super skinny
there's something like there's something like
and wearing bondage
not
gear.
exactly right that like traditionally sexy about her, but I remember like thinking she was hot as shit when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
She's meant to, at least to me, invoke someone who's sexually powerful but also insanely creepy.
Now, what do you mean sexually powerful, Matt? How does someone be powerfully sexual?
In Aeon Flux, it means that she's into some insane, creepy, kinky shit.
Really?
And this show pushed the boundaries really hard, in my opinion, for the early 90s. Well, season 3 came out in 95, I should say.
What, they show her getting spanked and shit?
She's a big fan of BDSM.
Really?
And in the episode we're going to watch, called Thanatophobia, the 3rd episode of season 3, it is highly kinky and
Really?
sexual. Yeah.
All right.
So her
Okay.
name is Aeon.
Aeon, yeah.
However, in the show, her main rival, Trevor Goodchild, calls her Eon. So I think her name's pronounced Eon. Do you remember Trevor?
I remember the actor who played him in the movie, but
No, don't
I don't
forget,
think
forget the movie.
I've never seen him in the cartoon.
Trevor Goodchild represents and is the leader of, it's pronounced weird, but it's Bregna or Brenya or some shit like that. But it's Bregna, that's all I gotta know.
Okay.
He's the leader of that, and that represents the cold military police state.
Yeah.
And it's separated by a wall from the country of Monica. So there's Bregna and Monica. Monica is where Aeon comes from, and she's a secret agent working for them.
Yeah.
So that represents the two sides, and they're constantly
I
colliding.
remember her being like highly trained and like, you know,
Right.
she can kill people really easily and stealthily and shit.
She's constantly going over to Bregna, whatever.
Like, look at her. It looks like a fucking. It's not really sexy nowadays.
Well, it's supposed to be super stylized, not exactly.
Yeah,
meant
that's
to
what I'm saying.
turn-
It
meant to
wasn't
turn you
traditionally
on.
sexy. Like, it looks like her meat is dehydrated and twisted.
Her
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah, like her leg meat.
She barely even has leg meat. She's kind of a skeleton.
Yeah, she's wearing jerky.
Fine.
She's wearing
Fine.
jerky under her skin.
This picture represents
That's dirty, man.
the relationship between Trevor and Aeon, which is
Does he fucking her? Let's be honest. Is he fucking her right now?
probably not. This is the kind of this show is impossible to explain. Okay, so they're constantly at odds with one another, right?
Of course, they're
And
rivals.
They also have a thing for one another in a way. Trevor is the obsessive type, Aeon's kind of the hard to get type, okay?
Yeah.
But that factors into all the weird shit that they get up to in the meantime. Trevor took over the country of Bregna. He's kind of like
It's a country?
Yeah, it's like
Cool.
a city-state. And he is kind of like a scientist in a way. He's constantly trying to fuck with humanity in some way. He clones people in one episode. He fucks with time in another episode.
So he's awesome.
He lives in different dimensions in another episode. He tries to get bird people to mate and have
More
sex
bird
with
people?
him. Have sex with him in another episode.
Oh, yeah.
And on and on and on. And so...
Trevor Goodchild's awesome.
And she's constantly trying to either fuck up his motivations
yeah, because it's immoral. you know?
or her own motivations are confusing. You don't really know where they come from sometimes because she's doing things that don't often make sense to us.
Okay.
Because this show is characterized, in my opinion, by being incredibly unclear about what things mean and why they exist. It's very surreal.
Okay.
Super, super surreal show. Things will happen that you will not understand and I cannot explain.
So when I ask you a question and you don't know, that's normal.
In this case, I have all the excuse in the world to not know the answers.
Gotcha.
Inuyasha, I didn't have any excuse. I should have.
I'm sure the YouTube comments will let us know.
No, not for this show.
Post your fan theories here.
That tongue,
Yeah.
making out with somebody, is putting a tiny scroll into that open tooth slot of the other person's mouth.
What?
That's the kind of thing that happens in the show randomly.
Whoa.
All the time. I'm pretty sure that happens early.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Here's an example of just one of the random creatures.
He's just creepy.
He's up to all kinds of strange shit.
I like Trevor.
He probably tried to fuck that thing or something.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? It'd be fucking weird. I want to see more of this.
You gotta
creature.
slap your dick against those two parts right there.
What is going on in the middle? Like, what is this thing?
Just nothing. Nothing's there. That
Oh, it's like a... There's
the creature's just segmented
Wow.
down the center. So this, the main guy who created this, Peter Chung, he worked on Rugrats.
Wow.
And now, if you remember how Rugrats looked,
I mean, Rugrats had some creepy parts.
right? And if you can
Like in
picture
the
the
nightmare
characters,
sequences and shit.
that and All Real Monsters, if you can remember the animation styles
Yeah.
of those two shows, that looks a lot like this, right? So he was inspired by, because he worked in that company, I
Never
believe,
noticed.
that animation style. So that's why it looks similar to that.
What the fuck's going on here?
Can't explain it.
Wow. Cool.
He's choking a lightning man! Because that's the kind of thing that happens in Flux. Let's just start.
Is she gonna get fucked by Trevor Goodchild?
Nipples get pulled.
Ooh! Matt, you're gonna get that span.
Nipples get pulled!
Oh, cool. Cool nipple pulling. Shit.
That was it.
That was a cool show.
Woo!
Ooh, I like it.
Isn't that creepy weird?
Yeah, creepy weird. Just exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Like, that's, off-putting. Ow.
You okay,
Get this out of my territory.
Crispy tits, are you
I'm
okay?
gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna use... That's what I did.
You fuck. I knew that was coming. Crispy tits.
You don't put that on my side, or I'm gonna cut it in half.
Crispy tits power.
A game. Matt, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause.
He hates Velcro.
Yikes. Go ahead, Matt. What were you saying?
Let's talk about Aeon Flux. So that was season 3,
Yeah.
episode 3.
Good show.
Thanatophobia,
Yeah.
which means fear of death. Okay?
No.
I had to show you the one that resonated with me because I thought it resonated with you. You cracked up at the part that I remember the most. I don't know if that's going to stick with you. I hope it does, but I thought that was insanely wild and creepy that the whole narrative of this episode was leading up to the idea that even if she tried again, she would be punished for trying to go over to Monica.
Yeah.
In this case, punished permanently.
Why did the other dude make it and she didn't? She was just not good enough?
Yeah, she was just trying to be acrobatic, but she thought she could do it with her spine thing, but
Really, she was just showing off.
what she didn't know was that they upgraded their systems and then she was
Cool.
amputated.
So what do they do with her legs?
Attach them to your crispy tits. Wing them over like this.
Like,
In this show,
my tits.
in this show, and be surprised that kind of thing would happen. So
That's cool.
So keep in mind that this narrative is just a single story.
Yeah.
That's just that you never see these characters again, and that's that. But it all revolves around the weird motivations of Aeon and Trevor.
Yeah.
And him getting into weird shit and Aeon usually fucking with it for reasons we were never quite sure of.
I like that.
So that's the real core of the anime. Or the cartoon, I guess. We're so full of variety.
More like cartoon aneurysm. Cartoon cardio.
How many steps you got on that from that anime?
Now?
Check your heart rate. Check your heart rate.
3,200 steps.
Wow, check your heart rate for that anime.
Oh,
show.
Well, that's 103.
Wow. Okay, so
Just sitting here.
Rocky's about to have a heart attack. So we
here.
need to get this done before he dies. Favorite part of the Nanophobia?
When she realizes that she can she was stretching and shit, and she realizes what she could do with her back,
including having sex through her hole.
I missed that.
It was so brief because it was on MTV in the 90s, because they couldn't really show.
I'm trying to avoid the obvious answer, but I'm gonna have to go with it. The legs. The legs was my favorite part. They were like, gotcha. Tied her up, anesthesia, cut it, no blood, sewed it up,
and
she just
she was defeated. In other words,
yeah.
After all that shit,
yeah.
And keep in mind that those little red pieces, she was manufacturing. She was manufacturing the very thing that cut her legs off.
Yeah. She fucked up.
She was a cog in the system.
Yep.
It's creepy.
I like it.
Favorite character?
Trevor Goodchild.
Yeah.
Because he's sinister as fuck.
I wouldn't call him sinister though. I'd say
curious. Darkly curious.
He's like a scientist.
Yeah.
Who does not care about people. He only cares about the weird.
Moral compass.
He only cares about the weird, trying to bang a bird creature in episode 2, season 3.
Of course. How do they do it in the first 2 seasons with no
dialogue?
No dialogue, yeah.
Especially the pilot, which is fucking excellent. I almost showed you that, which is only 12 minutes long. It's all about telling story through action.
Yeah.
You know, like how some video games like Fallout, I had to say Fallout. Well, you're already into the fold, so it's okay. The story is told by you doing things, rather it being told to you. Mm-hmm. Like, your story is, I went here and I killed the thing. It's just like that.
Yeah.
Where it's all about action. Everything is shown to you rather than told to you. Okay?
Interesting.
Speaking of which, animation.
God,
I'm good at segues. I'm on my game today.
Okay, I take it back.
Can I please give me a rating for how smooth I am?
42 out of 5, because you're fucking phenomenal.
Thanks.
Take a bow.
They call me Tingle Spine in high school.
Well, there it goes.
Oh,
you ruined it. Anyway, animation for this was quite good especially for its time. Highly stylized.
This show
unique.
Ran from 91 to 95.
Yeah.
And this season was 95.
Looked fucking cool.
Surreal as fuck. I don't know if you noticed this, but every perspective was different. It almost kind of looked like you were looking through a fisheye lens a lot of the time. Like everything was warped and curved and weird.
Yeah, it's not exactly symmetrical things where they should be, realistically.
Right. When Aeon takes a step away from the camera, her step's not like this. It's like
a stride.
This. Yeah.
Because she has spider legs. Animation gets a 9.
Spider Girl gets a fucking 9.
I really enjoyed it.
That's great.
Pretty. It's pretty in the eyes.
Even though it wasn't crispy like HD.
You don't need crispy to be good.
You don't need... Tell your tits that.
Put it on my tombstone.
Tell your tits that.
Guys. What? What am I?
It's better.
They're saying they do. They were like, fuck you, I want crisp.
Sound.
Sound.
Now, did you hear any of the music?
Not that great.
What? Did you hear the music?
Because the voice acting was poor. The voice acting for the girl with no spine was kind of bad. It was just like...
I wish maybe I can help you out here. Ready? You never played Silent Hill 2, which I still hate you for. Of course.
Obviously,
of course. But some, like that game and like this show, in my opinion, the voice acting, it might be bad, but it still gives you a feeling of off-puttingness. It gives you a weird ill at ease feeling.
Like her singing in the beginning.
Everyone's talking like this.
Yeah.
And it's like a dream.
It was like a PlayStation cutscene.
But to me, it sounds like everything's off and weird. And I think that contributes to it.
And her singing in the beginning of this episode.
It's so strange and off that it's good.
Yeah.
And it adds to the strange, surreal nature of the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you hear any of the music?
No.
No.
I didn't.
Okay, well, the music...
Tell me.
We try to wrap
Do
that
an
up.
impression of it.
Dun, 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 dun. That sounded like... Was that Transformers?
A little bit.
It matches up to... It excellently, especially in the first 2 seasons, matches up to the action on screen.
Yeah.
So if Aeon's running, it'll go... dun, 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 and then it'll suddenly stop. Like, in other words, someone composed that...
She's running and what happens?
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you.
Maybe do that again.
So if I ran, what would my music be?
Black Mage Village from Final Fantasy
Thank you.
Okay.
Perfect.
All elbows.
Sound gets a 10.
Wow. I don't have to talk anymore. Finally. Let me just quickly fucking say that the composer, it's as if there's no repeating tracks. They take a main theme and they compose over the action, almost as if how voice actors do it, where they look at the animation, they try to match their lips.
They look at the scene and try to make music off of that.
That's how customized the music is.
Ooh.
So,
well, I gave it a 10. What do you
Good point. Good point. Characters.
Characters are fucking cool because it's not like, cheesy kid bullshit. And it's not like, it's real. Like there's realistic motivations and like, things. What?
I'm disagreeing.
What?
Because it. Jeez Christ! It's not realistic motivations. It's creepy, weird adult stuff.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like I'm doing
stuff.
this for a reason that makes sense. I'm doing this for a reason.
Well, you don't know. You said like Trevor and Aeon and Flux. They're not clear.
Never.
I mean, if you knew, it might be logical. But I think it's cool that you don't really know.
Yeah, it adds to the surreal nature of the show. And in addition, it's 100% opposite of Kitty.
Yeah, and the two people that want to get over to the wall and have a better life. Fucking through a hole. I mean, who hasn't done that?
That's the basis of fucking, I think.
Not in a hole.
Oh, fucking
through a hole.
In a hole, through a hole.
Yeah, like here's a hole, and here's a smaller hole in the end.
Glory hole.
You have to go through 2 holes.
It was a big glory hole.
Real big glory hole. You see your face in it. You need that box to the hole.
That twisty spine box.
Thank you, Matt.
Give somebody a rating at this point. You love Trevor Goodchild.
Trevor Goodchild are awesome. He's got like that twisted mad scientist experimentation kind of thing.
Get rid of him. Forget about him. Think about Onan and his tits.
Oh God.
Give them a rating. Pierce tits.
Onan's tits. 8. Haha.
That includes Eon though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Cool.
I'm thinking of everybody. And the kid who I can't clap anymore. That kid.
Why you gotta make fun of that tortured victim?
He should have known his place and shouldn't have stuck his hands where they didn't belong. Literally. Know your place, Matt.
I want to stick my hands where they don't belong.
Place, Matt.
You want to set your dinner down on me.
I want to eat on your body.
Oh, God. Speaking of that, actually, this show also digs into a lot of weird sexual shit randomly. Like, Trevor is a fan of licking people randomly.
What?
Like, he'll come up behind a woman and go, and the
woman
will be like...
Again, who hasn't done that, so...
You can relate, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So the story deals with a lot of that weirdness. You don't know why it happens, other than I imagine it feels good. There's a lot of kinky, weird shit going on. Your leather, your electricity, your piercings, your weird spinal... That's the sex sounds like through the spine. Don't question it.
This sounds like clown honk noises.
But the story in general, I wrapped it up already. The core is Aeon and Trevor being weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Mixing up their motivations
and
constantly.
Not really sure what they both are doing,
But the core of that is Monica versus Brenya.
At the end, do your questions get answered?
At the end of the entire overarching story?
Yeah, everything, yeah. Because if I wanted to watch this, I don't want to be teased and be like, this is where it ends, sorry.
It's not like Spawn in that way. It's more like it's never meant to have a resolution. It's always supposed to be surreal and strange and never have a true...
So it doesn't really end.
It ends, but not in a non-continuing way.
That episode,
they did it on purpose.
When they made that episode, they purposely knew it was going to be the last one.
Yes.
There's like a
it's called,
conclusion.
The last episode of the third season is called End Sinister. It was meant to be. Oh yeah, and actually that brings back what I mentioned earlier, which is in the earlier seasons when she would die in every episode.
Yeah.
That's because the creator said, I didn't know if this show was going to last beyond that episode, so we just had her die just in case.
Shit.
So they had that.
So they had to
feeling
think of a
going
way
into
to bring her back, or they just leave it.
They just left it as it is because Aeon Flux is so weird that maybe she's a clone. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the point isn't the overarching plot. The point is those individual moments of weird in each episode. In this case, it was about the two lovers.
Individual moments of weird.
That's the name of your autobiography.
It's the name of my sex life.
Which, you know, your autobiography, nothing but sex.
It's very sex heavy, yeah.
Sex heavy. Heavy spine sex. Give heavy spine sex a number.
Which category is this?
Story.
Oh, right. Story is cool. I like this. I like it a lot. I actually might watch it. Just because it's short and something I can get into and it's intriguing.
Especially the first 2 seasons. Crazy short.
Yeah. Story gets a 9.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking cool.
Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Ah, fuck!
Oh, wow.
Fuck that crispy spine! Or wait, I mixed them up.
Nope.
Tingle spine,
Crispy tits. Little piggyback.
I'm fucking
spun
up today.
spine.
Piggy. Ew, you keep all your change in there. Now,
Yeah.
honey, come here.
You come on the change, and that's how you roll
Ah,
it. That's how you
fuck.
roll it up. You know, you put it in the paper. You come on the change.
Ugh.
You do a little Play-Doh action. It's rolled up. You don't need paper.
Rocky's cum is very chunky.
Oh, it's like chowder.
Yikes. Man. Oh. Where are we at? Overall, for Aeon Flux, how do we even come back
Chowder.
to that?
What's
Overall for Aeon Flux!
Overall, it gets an 8.
What?
I think it's fucking cool.
8? What? No, I'm pissed. Here's why I'm pissed. Because you like creepy weird. You like adult themed, mature stuff.
Yeah.
But you gave it the same number as Kill la Kill and Spawn and Hellsing.
What's the problem? It's alright.
I just expected a 9. That's all.
I'm sorry, pal.
You've never given anything a 9. It's either 10 or 8. What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
This gets a 9. Just to break that stigma.
Also, to get me to stop from bitching
And
about
that,
it.
and I honestly feel like I would like this way better than Kill la Kill or the other one. So I think it deserves a 9.
Definitely?
You're right, yeah.
Why do you like this better than those two?
It's dark. It's darker. It's like not like comic-y. Kill la Kill still cool, but it's like comic-y kind of like dark. Well, this is just like off-putting and like creepy and like icky dark, and I like that a lot. So.
Ooh, Icky Dark!
Yeah! Wow! Icky dark 9 overall.
Icky Dark 9. Tingle my spine.
Come on, I'm tired. I just want to do this. I want to go.